G'day YouTubers, Nervous Neuron here with added disease. Yes, I have some sort of a cold or something and it's disgusting. Okay, today I am going to talk about something that I guess is a unique part of me or whatever. My phases. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. Now, a phase to me is basically one intense interest that practically dominates my life, and it goes for a certain period of time, a certain phase I call it. And I have different of these interests or whatever throughout my life, and it started like since 5 is like when I first remember. I can't remember anything really before then, and I mean intense, mate. This stuff takes over my life. It's everywhere. Okay, as you might know right now, neurons. Whatever it is, it's always on my mind. Always got to be drawing about it. I got to be on the internet googling it, especially YouTubing it. Whatever, I have to have information on this. And this, whatever it is like the most important thing in my life. I joke you not. Like, okay, say I had a choice between this really awesome party or one lecture on the interest. No, it's the interest. Definitely, like, going to that. On the phase. Oh, well, not a good example because, of course, an introvert might choose that over a party anyway, but whatever. It's something I'd rather do. Okay, move over a bit. Alright, well, but it's kind of weird because it kind of works like this. I seem to have one long-term phase. This is like a long-term relationship, and it relies on sort of long-term gratification. So, it's neurons now. This long phase. Yeah, so the long phase is neurons. So, I can go to university and I can understand delayed gratification. I'll get the degree 3 years later. I'll get more knowledge later. That's okay. At the same time as that, I have a quick short-term phase. This can change in a matter of days or weeks. But this one's more intense. And I have to have knowledge on it right now. I gotta know. Gotta. Like, you don't understand how I gotta. Like, you gotta go. You don't gotta go, but you gotta know. Yeah, that's it. More lighting. That is better. Thank you. That is much appreciated, but it's blinding me. Oh well. Back to these little small phases. Yeah, I get really excited about it too, and this works the best when it comes up when I'm not expecting it. So, for example, when I search for it on YouTube, I'm expecting it. But say I'm at a lecture that's not related to the whatever phase, and they say the phase word, and whoa, holy shit, like, this will be me. And then they say the phase. And it's also a phase word as well. So it's usually a certain word that gets it happening, I guess, gets me all excited. And usually the short phases, sometimes they are the ones that turn into long phases. Back when I was 13 or whatever, nerve, so not neuron, was the phase, and I had to search it. And back then I had Encyclopedia Dramatica, Encyclopedia Encarta, or whatever it calls, Encarta 97. No internet back then, and I was using that, searching for nerve. than the word neuron. Like, every time I heard it, I'd be like laughing. Neuron, neuron. Be saying it like I could be like sitting there just going neuron, neuron, neuron. Do you like neurons? And like nuts. And I was drawing them everywhere. I'll show you my Year 8 diary. There is the inside cover. Don't mind the glare from the light. Look at those neurons. I should also mention my previous obsession was Pokemon before Neurons. I still love Pokemon right now. I play the game heaps. Electronics. Somewhere I had an obsession with getting electrocuted, electricity. Ow, the nerves, getting my braces off. This is my school diary planner thing, by the way, not my personal diary. Neuron. Oh my god, Science Works. The best. It's like a science museum. Page full of neurons. And Puppetmon. He was my favourite Digimon. Inkata, Neurons. Neural networks is complex. Lol. Okay, I think you've had enough of these neurons from the diary. My private diary, I say nervous far too many times. I want to be a neurologist. Neuron. Of course, all the creative writing stuff and whatever, all involve neurons or nerves or whatever, somehow. Bloody hell. But I'm not going to go through and show you all those. I think you've had enough by now. This is my scrapbook from prep. So I was 6 here, where the first obsession was documented. The first phase. Can you guess what the obsession is? Not that I could even write properly. Well, oh, I'm covering it. Another clue. What does that picture look like? Yes. Can you guess? If you haven't, bunny rabbits. I couldn't really speak English by then. Well, I only started really talking when I was about 3. Even then, it was like rubbish talk. Like, I wasn't conversating with anything. I was just saying like random words. And then I learnt Hungarian, and of course it was Nyusi back then. Nyusi. And I remember like just saying that all the time. Bloody rabbits. The first phase. After that, I think from watching Independence Day, or around that time, about being 10, I was already definitely interested in science back then. But man, space, especially aliens. Like, aliens was like the phase where everything had to be like aliens in space. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be an astronomer. Damn it, I can't be an astronomer in an astronaut in Australia. I have to go to America. Oh, how am I going to do that? And I remember arguing with people about like facts on the planets or whatever, and people would be like, "What are I'd be like, yeah, whatever, Professor." And I'd be like, but the planets. And Saturn was my favourite planet. I'm sorry, you probably cannot read this, but it has a date and then it has 1997 written on it. This is an experiment that I started 10 years ago to see how fast this nail would rust. And here's a repeat one as well, the same thing. But it was just done, this one says it was in 30th of September or whatever. I was also doing little experiments on people, little psychological ones. I had a little like experiments notebook. I can't find that though. Some of the phases were like pretty random too. Like, most follow like the science genre, like neurons, space. Then there was like things like the Titanic. And then like buildings. Yeah, that was really weird. Another really weird thing I used to do was tape myself, like talk a lot in one of those like note taker voice recorder things, like in a tape. This was like between the ages of like 12 to about 14 I did it. And here's a bit of me from 1999 talking about buildings. I like to imitate my mum's accent. That's why I have like a weird accent here.
Building. They know they know building where they going. They know building where they going. They know building like they're coming. They not building where they going. The 3rd of March 1999. Yeah.
Pokemon. My next obsession. Man. Gotta catch 'em all. And I had to tape the episode about buildings on here. This is my diary from that time, and I have to make the word building look really pretty. And every time someone said something about building, I have to quote it, write it down. Because it says here, it was up to the bit where the building was being demolished. And she's like, oh my god, what happened to that building? Ha ha, funny. Nuts. So, like, imagine me, like, going, I don't know, building Neuron is building or something, and then I'll be, like, talking about the world's tallest building, and, oh my god, I have to, like, totally go see that, or, oh my god, I want to build the world's tallest building. Lol. Now, I noticed, these phase things were actually quite weird, and people kind of laughed at me for it, but I found a diary entry about it, so I'm going to read this out. Hello, guess what? Back to school. It was day 5 today. The best subject was art. We had to make up aliens. Olivia, Ola, and me were talking about phases. Although, all through art. Then Ola reminded me about Nus, so I cracked up laughing in the middle of class. Luckily, Mrs. Vascon, the teacher, did not see, or I would kill Ola. These are some so-called phases. Actually, they are more like abstentions. I meant obsessions, but I couldn't spell that. Phases we talked about: rabbits, Mario, Nintendo, Power Rangers, Captain Planet, Aliens in Space, Titanic Building, Empire State Building, Grollo Tower. You have to say it in an American accent. It says it there. And Pokemon. Today's Pokemon was about Jigglypuff. And then it goes on about other stuff. So that's my phases. Now, as I said, this is a very weird thing about me, but I don't mean to say it's a bad thing about me. I mean, I like this part of me because I guess it's something to like, I guess. The only bad thing was just picking on and stuff from school. Even teachers and parents, because I just, it wouldn't be like sort of intellectual discussion about whatever. It's sometimes just saying the word over and over again, and people thought that was a little bit weird. Most of the time, I was too, like, into this phase or obsession or interest or whatever that I didn't really care. I was far more concerned with searching this shit up on Encarta 97 rather than worrying about, oh, I don't have any friends to go out with and blah blah blah, because these things were like so important to me. The weird thing is, how did Neurons manage to sort of survive a phase and influence my life so much? I guess Nintendo and Pokemon are also with me as well pretty strongly. These are quite good because I learn heaps from them. Thank you. Well, that's enough. There are many more phases I had after that, but I don't think you guys have another 15 minutes to sit around and listen to it. But stay tuned for the archives. There it is. Archives of Nervous Neuron, where I'm going to post some of that stuff that I recorded back from 1998, 2000, 1999, whatever, on that recorder thing. Some of it's quite funny, but I don't know, whatever. Catch you guys later.